Hi there. Today I'm going to show you my version of a brine shrimp hatchery with an artistic touch added to it. First of all, I take a 1 liter water bottle and I would cut the 1 liter bottle 2/3 from the top. And I use a pair of scissors or a box cutter to slice through. Then I get this. And then what I would do is I use my hot glue gun without pushing the trigger so that no glue comes out. I would gently put it to the top of the cap where I have marked 2 points, and I would melt 2 holes and make sure that the holes melted are big enough for the tubing to go through. Now then I would put the 2 tubings into the 2 holes, and then I would use a lot of silicone to seal around it so that no water escapes. And you want to make sure that your tubing doesn't go too high up. Just above the edge of the inside of the water bottle cap is fine. I also would take the base and I would also melt 2 holes, one on each side, for the tubing to go through when you invert your brine shrimp hatchery like this. So you want to push the tubing through each hole. Now, why 2 tubing? 1 tubing would go into your air pump. The other tubing would be used to drain your brine shrimps. Brine shrimps that are hatched would always sink to the bottom. So this tubing right here would be used to drain the brine shrimp. There's no need to use a turkey baster, so it makes things a lot easier. And for the decorative part of it, I use a net material, a rubber net material that I got from the dollar store, and I cut it. And this is the kind of net material that they use to line shelves for china, porcelain, and glasses. Because of the rubber, when you put your porcelain, china, or glasses on top of it, they don't move. So what I've done is I have wrapped the netting material on the inverted top side of the brine shrimp hatchery, and I use my glue gun to glue the edges together. The second element of an artistic touch would be to use this kind of dried sphagnum moss. Then I'll cut out strips of the sphagnum moss and I glue it on the opening of the inverted brine shrimp hatchery using my hot glue gun. And just above the bottleneck, I have also glued another strip, and then on the top of the base I have also glued the 3rd strip of sphagnum moss. And on the top of this bottle I have also drilled 1 hole with my hot glue gun, and when I invert the top onto the base, the tubing that I use to drain the brine shrimp would be pushed into the hole that I made here. And you want to fill the bottle with water just beneath the hole. To add the final touch, I would pull the tubing through until almost there, and then I would fill in all kinds of pebbles and stones onto the base and make sure that the top of the brine shrimp hatchery get into the center of the base. And what these stones do, they give you a aesthetic look to your brine shrimp hatchery, and also it holds the base down, stabilize it so it doesn't topple over easily. Later on in the video, I will show you the finished product. So finally, this is my brine shrimp hatchery, do-it-yourself, homemade with a decorative touch. So as you can see, there are 3 strips of sphagnum moss, top, middle, and bottom. And in the base there, you can see the different stones that I've stuffed in there for an aesthetic look. The weight of the stones also stabilize the hatchery from toppling over easily. The rubber netting keeps light in and gives it a mysterious look. You can see the shrimp eggs floating nicely in there. I also happened to find an old coaster that was laying around in the house. It makes a perfect cover for the brine shrimp hatchery. We all know that for the brine shrimps to hatch, we need light. So I bought this LED light from the dollar store for $3 and I put it behind the brine shrimp hatchery. To me, this looked like a table lamp that you would put in the bedroom somewhere in a corner. I have nothing against do-it-yourself projects such as a brine shrimp hatchery, except for the fact that many of them look like they come from a junkyard or old garage. For me, I like my do-it-yourself projects to be something nice and easy and beautiful for the eyes to look at. So this is my own do-it-yourself homemade brine shrimp hatchery with a touch of decorative element.